Hi there, and welcome. My name is Ian Barker. This is the Groundbreakers. Those of you who are current subscribers to my newsletter know that I'm focused on innovation ecosystems. For anyone coming across this particular piece of audio for the first time, innovation ecosystems might be the most important construct in the innovation space. It is a bit of a bold statement, but there's a reason for it. These days, things have become so complex that it doesn't really matter anymore whether we're talking about AI, whether we're talking about life sciences or ag tech or advanced materials manufacturing. It takes a proverbial village now to run the gauntlet from idea to applied research to proof of concept and your minimum viable product, and from there on to the marketplace, whether that's as a startup or in some form of partnership or at their licensing vehicle or something along those lines. In other words, it still takes genius to do any of these things. But now, because things are so complex and competition is so intense and time is so compressed, it takes genius partnered with universities and economic development and government at various levels, the business community, chambers of commerce and boards of trade. It takes mentors. There's a whole universe of things that are actually required here. And beyond that, if you are an individual town or municipality or city or state, province, what have you, it's not just one-off successes that you're chasing. It's sustained success over the course of time. And making all this more complicated is things like global competition and digital transformation, both of which make it easier for talented people to say to themselves, I need to move to a place that's more technologically established, right? So there's tension, there's pressure to go from place A to place B, and that has real consequences for every place on Earth that's not Silicon Valley. And that's why the Groundbreakers is, at least for me, a totally fascinating exercise. So whether you're in Lethbridge, Alberta, or if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, whether you're from Fredericton or Kamloops or in Florida, if you're in Lagos or in Malawi, innovation ecosystems have suddenly become utterly crucial. And interestingly, what I have found in speaking to people from quite literally around the world is that we hear common elements spoken all the time, but these common elements are oftentimes used very, very differently. And this makes for fascinating and really rich terrain. How do all the places on Earth that aren't Silicon Valley respond? How do they compete? How do they collaborate? How do they move themselves forward in an increasingly competitive and time-compressed world? That's what the Groundbreakers is all about. Modern innovation worldwide with all its complexity. Anyway, what you're listening to right now is my quick way of announcing the Groundbreakers audio. At first, it'll just be audio versions of articles that have already appeared on the site and for articles that appear on the site going forward. And if all goes well, I'll expand from there into other podcast formats. Before signing off, I'd like to say thank you to all those who have subscribed to the Groundbreakers over the last year and change. Your support means a ton to me, it really does. And I also should say that if anybody would like to reach out, there are innumerable ways via my website, which can be found at thegroundbreakers.net on the Substack platform. Thanks again, and I look forward to continuing the conversation.